Oh, there you are. Hi. How was the slichas?
It was nice.
What time did you finish?
10:30.
Oh, wasn't bad. Oh, that's pretty good.
Started at 9:30. Rabbi Top spoke for like 5. Didn't speak long.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Azin and with the choir didn't schlep.
Who else was in the choir?
Benny Adler,
Yeah.
Ernie Katz, Jay Braun,
Jay Braun. Okay.
Bennett Simon,
Oh,
Alan Sampson, Lauren Sampson, David Sampson.
wow.
It was all, they were all in the choir. Who else was there?
Cool.
Yeah, it was like a nostalgic thing.
Yeah.
You would probably remember. You were at that time. You would remember the
Sure, I remember. Yeah, I remember Jay Braun for sure.
audience.
Is he still laying there? Jay Braun.
No,
Oh,
no. I looked in the audience.
yeah.
I think I found 1 or 2 people who might.
Maybe Sammy Mark, maybe it's
Sammy Mark's in Israel. He would have sang in the choir if he was.
oh.
But Robert Adler was in the audience. He remembers.
Uh-huh.
Alan Schoenfeld. He was probably a kid, but there's just nobody left but Jacob from the old,
Right. From that crowd.
Just not around.
Were we holding?
We were learning on Shabbos. I think we left off.
Samach test at the end?
Yeah,
Somebody?
Samad Beis on the bottom.
Yeah.
Ilfa tola nafsha be'isker de makusa.
Oh, right.
He hadn't been chosen Rosh Hashiva. Rav Yochanan had been chosen instead of him. Omar ikidasi damerli milsa de Rab Chia. He actually hung himself up on the mast of a ship, and he announced, if there's somebody who can who recite me any baraisa that Rav Chia and Rav Shia brought down, and I'll show them that it was really in a Mishnah, I will fall from this mast and drown. Asahu Saba, so an old man, there is a code here that many times we understand when it says Ahu Saba, it means Eliyahu Navi. Why Eliyahu Navi would come now, I'm not sure. But anyways, Asahu Saba Tonalei. Ha'omer Tnu Shekel Levonai B'Shabbos. I want you to provide a shekel for my son once a week. But ruin telem sela. But really they need 2 shkolim. So noisin lehem sela. You give him 2 shkolim. V'im omar al titnu lahem ela shekel. If he's more restrictive, he says, I only want you to give them a shekel a week. Ein noisin lehem ela shekel. V'im omar imesu yirshu acherim tachteim. That if they die, and they were ketanim when they died, and they don't have yorshim, I want this money to go to somebody else. Bein sha'omar tnu, bein sha'omar al titnu, ein nosim lahem ela shekel. The new people that stand in instead, no matter what he says, only gets a shekel. So Ilfa responded, Armele Hamani, Rameiri. It's Rameir of our Mishnah, the Amar mitzvah l'kaim divrei hameis. In our Mishnah, remember the guy went to China and appointed an executor to provide mazonos for his wife, and then he died. So the question is, and the wife wants that her husband should direct the money. So Reb Meir said, no, we makayim the divrei hameis. So Ilfa wanted to say that it's the same halacha as it was brought in that brisa. Really, you give this, no matter what language he uses, You give them what they need, not what he said, because he's required. How could you say the halacha is against Rav Meir? I thought we said the halacha is like Rav Meir, where we follow what the Meir said. That's all other things. But regarding this, where he wants his children to get mizonos bekovid, he's happy that you go against his exact words and give him what they need. The reason he said it that way, he wanted them to act thinking that they only have a little bit of money, just to be careful with how they spend. Young children, well, we'll see what it means. Rashi says if they're 8 or 9 years old, if they buy something or sell something, it's a good sale. As long as it's metatal and not karka. That's only if there's no executor. Then their sale is not a sale. How do you know this? That the act of a cotton doesn't work. Why don't you answer shiny? Why don't you say that it's different because there's an executor? If it had to do with an executor, even by a ketana, they should say, let the executor do what he was told to do. No matter what, the acts of a ketana don't work. New parak Shvi. Hamadir is ishta milhanuslo. Person takes a neder that his wife shouldn't have benefit from him. Now, technically, that's going against the ksuba because she gets the hana of sexual relations, and he can't aser that because he's meshubah to provide that. So therefore, ad shloishim yom yamid parnas. Well, parnas would be for example, for food. But yesrmi kan yotziv, he thinks, and if he can't convince her to change, if he doesn't change his neder, he has to divorce her and give her her ksuba. Rabbi Yehuda makes a distinction. Be Yisrael chodesh echad yikayim u'shnayim yotziv yiting ksuba. But bekohen, where it's more complicated, for Kohen divorces his wife, he can't marry her again. We give them 2 months to work it out. Shnayim yikayim u'shlosha yotziv yiting ksuba. Now, a man takes a neder that his wife should not be able to eat fruits. So he can't do that. Yotziv yiting suba. It's not a neder that she has to abide with, and therefore she gets the ksuba. For 1 day, you can be makayim the neder, but after that, no. After the 3rd day, the Kohen can divorce her. He takes a neder that she shouldn't wear perfume. Now, Rabbi Yossi Amar Banias Shelo Nosan Kitzpa. It depends. If it's a poor woman, it's only if he didn't set a specific amount of days not to give her perfume. Uvashiros shloshim yom. Wealthy women who normally put it on a lot, if he made the neder that they shouldn't put perfume on for 30 days, then you divorce her and she's entitled to the ksuba. The kiva de meshubad law. Now, he's required to provide her sexual relations. How can then he make a neder that she can't benefit from him? How can he make a neder against the shibud? We have a mishnah. The woman says, I'm not going to provide any maisi dime for you. Ain't it tzarich lafri? He doesn't have to annul it because it's a shibud from the ksuba. She can't take a neder against that. Alma kiven de mishabdi lav kol committed the mafkid le shibude. Since there's a shibud from the wife to the husband, he can't go against her. She can't go against her. Hachanami here as well. Since he has to provide relations, kiven de mishubud lav kol committed the mafkid le shibuda. He can't make a neder and get rid of the. Okay, 1 second. Just give me a break. One second. One second. One second. So because a woman can say, listen, you keep your mizonos and I'll keep my earnings. So so he can make the neder because she can live by her own earnings without benefiting from her without benefiting from him regarding at least the mizonos. V'misa lahad Ravuna Marav Damar Ravuna Marav Yicholi Isha Shetomar L'Baila Eini Nizonis V'Eini Oisa. A wife can tell her husband, you don't have to feed me and I'll earn my own money. So koinim shani oisel ficha, when she makes a neder that you cannot benefit from what I earn, amayin etzarech lahafer. It is a standard neder, and he should be able to maybe make for it. There also we could say lemi mitoch shechol lomer eni nizon v'eni oisa nasa k'mishor mereslo eni nizon v'eni oisa. Ela loite menase ela ba'omer lo tz'i ma'isi yadach b'mzon esayich. He has to actually say, you keep your ma'isi yadayim. So if she's earning her own money, yochi parnas lamala, why did the Mishnah say he has to set up an executor to provide parnasa? She doesn't need it. She's earning her own money. The answer is b'lo safka. She's not earning enough. B'lo safka. How to kushn l'duchla? We go back to the original question. Then the statement, how can he be mevatel the shibud that he has to provide parnasa for him? Ravashi, b'misapekas l'dvarim gedolim. Her earnings provide sustenance for the big things, ve'ena maspekas l'dvarim k'tonim, but not for the small things. Hani dvarim k'tonim echidim, what are the small things? If eat regilabu, these are small things that she's used to, ha regilabu. Ve'ilo regilabu, parnas lamala. And if she's not used to it, you don't need a parnas to provide it for her. Lo tzricha regilabu ve'nasa. She was used to it in her father's house. V'kal megagala b'hadei. And now when she came to her husband, she suffered, but she lived with it. Now, Ara idna delo adartan, up until I didn't make a neder that I can't benefit from you, gagalin badach. I lived on a lower standard. I don't want to stick around with you. So why does she have to wait 30 days? People don't hear that he's not providing mizonos for her, and an executive's been set up, which is embarrassing to her. But beyond 30 days, people hear about it, she's embarrassed, and then she's not happy. He made that neder that she can't benefit when she was only in Arusa. But for the Gemara, Arusa you don't give mizonos to an Arusa. Yes, you do. If let's say she gives manvelonisu, if let's say 12 months pass and he hadn't taken her to chuppah, he has to provide mizonos. It's not. He gives manvelonisu oichlos mishalo. She can start eat from him if after a set period of time he doesn't take her to chuppah. And if it's a kohen, oichlos betruma. So then ma'ishnat shloshim yom, again we ask, why do you have to wait 30 days? Ad shloshim avid shaliach shlichusei. The executor will provide good shlichus for the first 30 days. Tfei lo avid shliach shlichusei. He's not going to be a good shliach after 30 days. V'boy sema she'idira kishi arusa v'nisis. He made the neder when she was only mikudeshes, but then she got married. Well, if she got married, nisis hasavar v'kipla. She obviously is accepting these terms. So the Amra, because she says, I thought I could withstand it. But now that I'm married, Frei the Gemara, that's svara. Let's say the husband has like boils. So and she knew about it. And then she get married anyways. She can request a divorce and she gets her ksuba. Why? Because she can say, well, I thought I could live with it, but I can't. So that svara is only by mu'min. But we never heard this concept regarding mizonos. In fact, like we answered before. Then we said, Ad shloshim yom yamid parnas. First 30 days, they have to set up an executor. Parnas lav shlichusa ka'avid. Understand? The guy takes a ned there. He can't benefit from me. And I sent, isn't this, when we say shlucho kamoso, a shaliach is like him. So how can he provide her hana through the shaliach? He took a neder that he can't provide it. So if he can't provide it, the shaliach can't provide it. He doesn't appoint a specific shliach. He says, whoever gives my wife money won't lose out. Means I'll pay him back. He doesn't appoint a specific shaliach, which is like we say shlicha kamoso. Frank the Gemara of Chiyamar Achi Lav Shlichusa Ka'avid. Even by saying that vague language, Kol Hazan Eino Mafsid, the Gemara is going to prove that it makes shlichus as well. Vatnan. Mi Shaya Mushlach Babor. Person fell into a pit. V'amar Kol HaShomea Kol Yichtov Get Liishto. Whoever hears my voice, I want you to write a get for my wife because I'm going to die down here and I don't want her to fall to Yibum. So they become a shaliach because they can write it and give it. More to Zachiyash, no comparison. Hasam kamer yichtov. There he actually gave a command. Hachami kamer yazu. He doesn't say feed. Kol hazon kamer. He said it in a general way. Whoever feeds won't lose. V'amravami bidleika on Shabbos. If there's a fire. Hitiru loymar, a Jew can announce kol ha'machabeinu mafsid, and there's non-Jews around. He can make an announcement. You can't tell the non-Jew to put out the fire. You can't tell a non-Jew to do something you can't do. But you can say whoever puts out the fire will not lose. Now, bidleika lemu'ute my lab lemu'ute ki gavna. By saying it only works by a fire, it's coming to exclude this case of a shaliach. More says low. Limu'ute shari surim to Shabbos. That you cannot use that kind of vague language to say, oh, whoever cooks for me won't lose. It's only by kibui of a deleka because of the sakana that we allow it, but we don't allow it any other way. Mostly frappo. Hamudir hana mechavero. I have taken a neder that my friend can't benefit me. Ein lo malo yochal. My friend has nothing to eat. Yelech etzel chen v'nei arogel etzlo. You can go to your grocer, v'yomer lo, ish ploini muder anom mimeni. This guy, Chaim Yankel, I took a neder that he can't benefit from me. Ve'eni yodeh ma'eselo. I don't know what to do. So this grocer is smart. The grocer gives the guy food. Who knows him low? And he puts it on the ledger for the guy. That's permitted. Aval kol hazanenu mafsid lo. So why should that be different? The Gemara says it's not different. It's lo maboy cover. It's the structure of not only this but this also. Lo maboy. Because he's speaking to the general world. So it's less specific. Aval hai by the grocer. Even the rageletzel, because the kamerle, command amerle zil havleyad. It's like you told him directly. Kamashman that no, that it works in both cases. Gufa. Hamudra no mechaver ve'lo mayochal. Hoylech etzel chem v'ni rageletzel. You go to a grocer for Omero ish ploini mudrana many. This guy, I can't give him any benefit. And he's starving. Who the grocer knows gives to your friend. And eventually he'll take it out of my cheshbon. Same thing, if his friend has a base or livnos, a house to build, or a fence to build. Or a field to harvest. He can go to workers. I've taken a neder that he can't benefit from me. I don't know how to help him. So the workers help him build the house or the fence. And get the payroll from the other guy. because he didn't say it directly. They were walking, and the friend doesn't have what to eat. He gives it as a gift. He gives it to another person as a gift. And the other guy gets it from that guy and eats it. Umutter. If there's no third party, you leave the food on a rock. I'm making it hefker. He's not getting it directly from me, he's getting it from hefker. Rabbi Yossi oyser. Rabbi Yossi says that doesn't work. My time in Rabbi Yossi. This was a case after somebody was muder anoah from a father, and he wanted his father to come to a wedding. He gave all of his assets as a matana, and the one who received it thought that there was some kind of aveira, and he was magdish all the assets to the Beis HaMikdash. So we don't want that to occur. So it's a gzeira that it'll lead to a bad outcome. Okay. Tomorrow we'll learn at 8:00.
Yeah, Shikoach.
Go ahead, thank you.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
day.